Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulihin nabiyil kareem. Wa ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam. This is Tajweed-ul-Quran class for our English viewers. I welcome you all the beginners to the basic Tajweed course class number 3. Today we are going to discuss very important topic, which is the history and background of Tajweed science and its legacy. When the Quran was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, actually it was recited in a certain way so that people could learn and understand it easily. But with the changing of times and intermixing of the cultures, the root language has undergone many changes. The beginning of the science of Tajweed was within the Islamic state expanded in the 3rd century of Hijrah, where the errors and melody increased in the Quran due to the entry of non-Arabs to the Islam. So the scholars of the Quran began to write the rules of intonation. However, it was around the 4th century after the Hijrah that reciting the Quran with Tajweed developed as a separate science. Reciting the Quran with Tajweed helps the reciter with perfect grammar and pronunciation, and it is very much stressed by the many Sahabas radiyallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in. Moreover, in the beginning, recitation, there was when someone was reciting, actually there were no harakat or dots in the primitive Arabic scriptures. The signs were added by the famous scholar Abul Aswad ad-Duwali for perfect grammar under the guidance and caliphate period of Hazrat Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Many scholars such as Sibawayh, Rahimahullah, Al-Khalil and Mazahim Khaqani melodied the course of Tajweed both directly and indirectly. Meanwhile, not using the word of Tajweed and called it Husnul Ada. So that's mean Husnul Ada is the ancient or old name or initial name of Tajweed. Husnul Ada. So this is very important and interesting discussion about this Tajweed emergence as separate science. The modern course has importance of reciting the Quran with Tajweed, and it restores the true essence of the Quran recitation. The history of Quran recitation is tied to the history of Qira'ah, as each reciter has his own set of Tajweed rules with much overlap between them. Later on, we shall discuss the different terminologies of this science. What is Tajweed? What is Qira'ah? What is style of Qira'ah? Later on, we shall study it as well. So here is a list of the people in the beginning, those who served, and they emerged as the founder of this science. Number 1, Abu Ubaid al-Qasim bin Salam. He was in the 3rd year of Hijrah, 3rd century of Hijrah. He was the first to develop a recorded science for Tajweed. What he done? Giving the rules of Tajweed names and putting it into writing in his book called Al-Qira'ah. This was actually the first book, recorded book for Tajweed science. Al-Qira'ah belongs to Abu Ubaid al-Qasim. What he done? He wrote about 25 style of recitation, reciters, including the 7 mutawatir reciters. Later on we shall learn the 7 famous mutawatir qira'at. He made the reality transmitted through the reciters of every generation, a science with defined rules, terms and enunciation. It was biggest always to this Tajweed science. Next, number 2, Abu Bakr ibn Mujahid. He was in 3rd or 4th century, near 4th century of Hijrah. He wrote a book, Kitab al-Sab'a fil Qira'ah. So he was specific. Abu Qasim, he belonged to 25, but he was specific to the 7 reciters. He is the first to limit the number of recitation to the 7, as known Qira'at al-Sab'a or Sab'a. Next is the third one, Imam Shatibi. He was in 7th to 8th Hijra nearby century. Wrote a poem outlining the two most famous ways passed down from each of seven those strong Imams, known as the Ash-Shatibiyan. In it, what he done? He documented the rules of recitation of seven those Imams, the biggest Qira Imam, Nafi, Ibn Kasir, Abu Amr, Ibn Amir, Asim, Al-Kasai, and Hamza. So this poem actually longer, almost almost 1113 pages. It consists of 100. So this is the greatest. This is the greatest service we can learn that at what level these people were. Outstanding and astonishing. This was a service we cannot ignore, and it gives it highlights the significance of tajweed very much. These are the main people who contribute to this Saba Ashra. Next is Ibn al-Jazari. He was in 8th to 9th century around of Hijra. He wrote two large poems about Qira'ah and Tajweed. One was Ad-Durratul Ma'nija, in the reading of three major reciters added to the seven in the Shatwiyun, which we discussed earlier, making it 10. The other is Tayyibatun Nashra, which is 1014 lines to the 10 major reciters in great details, of which he also wrote a commentary as well. So these are the main contribution to this Tajweed science in the beginning and those first 5-6 centuries. Reason for the setting Tajweed rules. Tajweed rules help in correct recitation of the Quran. It makes sure that every letter has given its due right. Undoubtedly, recitation of the Quran should be done with dedication and precision. Some of the other reasons for setting Tajweed rules of the Quran recitation are avoiding mistakes, accurate interpretation of the Holy Quran, better understanding of the Quran, preservation of the Quran recitation, and pronunciation and phonetics. Here is a list of currently one of the best Tajweed rules followers and the best Qurra around the globe, from KSA, Saudi Arabia, and from other countries, Arab countries, and from non-Arab countries. For example, Sheikh Bandar Balila, he recited wonderfully, amazingly. Other than that, Sheikh Yasir al-Dusairi, amazing way of recitation. Sheikh Raad Muhammad al-Kurdi, Sheikh Noreen Muhammad Siddiq, Abdul Basit, Mustafa Ismail al-Husari, Eidi Shaban, and from Pakistan, Qari Ahmad Mia Thanvi from Lahore, Sayyid Anwar al-Hassan Bukhari from Lahore, Sayyid Sadaqat Ali, and many others. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose several peoples around the globe, even from Egypt, Africa, and from Habsha, and from other parts of the world. There are reciters of the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed them with great blessings, them all. And by the end, we would request you all to please leave a comment for suggestions, appreciation, and dua. And here are the questions for the course learners. Number one, what was the main reason for setting the rules for Tajweed-ul-Quran? Number two, which caliphate period is considered as prominent for Tajweed science? Number three, write us any two books can mention in today's session for Tajweed science. Number four, write the Qur'an's name, two from Pakistan and two from outside Pakistan that you like much. Number is on our screen, 0092 332 8421 824. Wama alayna illa al balagul mubin. See you another session very soon.